Well, Joe, let's see. I got some stats here. 52 of 90 in the year, 987 yards, 16 touchdowns to go with 608 yards rushing and 13 more TDs. Those are pretty good numbers. Well, he was also a defensive back, a defense that surrendered just 5 points per game. He was part of that. He also was an all-around basketball, baseball player, and you know what? He's another one of these really good guys from this town. He's gone on to star as a defensive back at Washington University in St. Louis, which was a very successful career. I also happen to know that he worked for Morgan Stanley for a while, and now he works for a company called First American. Okay? Great financial career. Another phenomenal guy from LeRoy, Joe Shaughnessy.
Oh, hey, Bubba. I didn't know I was going to have to make a speech, honestly, so I'm a little unprepared. And, you know, I want to sit up here and thank everyone that was kind of involved in my life, my sports life. But the list is too long, and I really don't want to offend anybody by leaving them off. So I'm just going to thank some very specific people that have been a huge support in my sports life and life overall, of course. My beautiful wife, Arlene, and my mom, Joy, they make this life I'm living possible, and I thank them for everything. You know, I think my favorite part of the ceremony so far, of course, is next to my two very talented cousins. It's hearing the children of the inductees that could be here today talk about them, because, you know, my sole purpose in life right now is to make my children proud of me, and I hope someday maybe they're talking about me the same way I've heard you all talk about your parents today. You know, the three sports I played, geez, I couldn't imagine life without them. And you know, I want to call out a few specific people, kind of in each sport that I think were so important to make me the athlete I was in those sports. And you know, with football, it's my older brother Thomas and my brother from another mother, Jason Hodge, Fouge, who's sitting in the crowd. You know, they're not going to compete with Dave over here. He was probably the best all time, but they should be in the conversation. They're two of the toughest people I've ever known, two of the best football players I've ever seen, and both of them should be standing up here with me right now. So thank you to my brother Thomas and Jason Hodge. You know, in basketball, obviously playing with Brendan Fulmer made it pretty easy. Made it pretty easy to make that sectional run, but I want to call out Coach Matt Lyman, who's the coach of the varsity team right now. You know, I feel like he was responsible for helping me believe that LeRoy could be successful in basketball. You know, I think we grew up kind of being middle of the road, and I think he got us all believing that why couldn't we make a run? Why couldn't we win sectionals? And you know, I'm sure he's gonna do the same as the coach of this team very soon. And then, you know, the best athlete of all time conversation, of course, Brendan's up there, and it's good to hear the comments of the inductees that I didn't know all that well. But in baseball, someone who pushed me to be who I was is Joe Martino. And I don't know how many of you but Joe could have been. Shit, I wasn't going to do this. Sorry for the swear word. Joe could have been the best athlete in LeRoy history, and unfortunately he left us way too early. But in the time I did get to play with him, and specifically baseball, and that was probably one of the funnest times of my life. We had 1 year together in JV where we were kind of going back and forth with the home run lead on the team, and I think we're headed into the last game, we're tied up, and he hits one like 450 feet. So he took the title for that year, but I miss that guy a lot, and he was important, very important in you know, how I approached the rest of my high school sports career. So I just ask you all to remember him, but those are only a few names. There's so many people that were involved in my life that made all of it possible. So I'll finish off. Thank you, big guy. Really appreciate the honor, and thank you to everyone here for attending. And of course, my family and kids running around like crazy. It's a good life, and it's a great honor. Thank you so much.